Hey there, it's Marcus, back in the Decaffeinated Horror Studio, where today we'll be looking at Mario Bava's Italian horror classic, A Bay of Blood. Welcome to my vlog. Every week here I add Italian horror and Giallo films on Blu-ray to my collection, and this week, as promised, I'm adding A Bay of Blood, directed by the great Mario Bava. So this movie came out in 1971. It went under a lot of titles during its theatrical run. It's also known as Carnage, Twitch of the Death Nerve, which is a great title, also known as Bloodbath, and also known as The Last House on the Left, Part 2. No idea how they came to that conclusion, but so an earlier episode of my vlog, I did cover Black Sunday, directed by Mario Bava. That was episode 7, if you want to go back and check that out. In that episode, I did talk a lot about his background, so I'm not going to get into that too much today. At this point in his career, he had directed quite a few good movies. Black Sunday, of course, Black Sabbath, Hatchet for the Honeymoon, and Blood and Black Lace, a classic Giallo film, which, I mean, that movie set the template for Giallo films to come. So anyway, I did buy this a little while back from Severin Films and been saving it for this episode. Oh, and it did come with this replica vomit bag. When this movie was marketed in America under the title Carnage, you got this vomit bag. The first film that dares to show hardcore violence. The second film rated V for violence. I don't think that's a real thing, but all right, so let's get into this movie. So this Blu-ray release has a lot of great bonus features. It has archival interviews, it has video essays, different cuts to the movie. This looks got this great case to it. And this may be the, look at that, beautiful. Love this release. 4K Ultra HD, as it was meant to be seen. Oh, and comes with this miniature, lobby card. Hope that shows up well. That's really cool. So it has, Bay of Blood, the English version. It has the Italian version here, and another version. Maybe this is just the plain Blu-ray. 5 discs. Oh, it also has the original motion picture soundtrack. So this is a super deluxe edition. I didn't even realize it opening it. I must have forgotten that I ordered this. Anyway, love these quotes. The slasher film is born. Yeah, this movie is pretty slasherific, I understand. And yeah, one of the greatest horror movies of all time. It's a great shot of the back of this. So yeah, what I'm going to do is pause our recording, come back to you probably tomorrow, because I'm going to sit down, wait for it to get dark out, watch the movie, and come back to talk about it more. I actually haven't seen this movie before. Little known fact. Don't let my friends know this, but so I do know that there's a murder spree involved in this movie. It occurs on and around a lakeside property. And I know there's violence, there's greed, there's revenge. And yeah, it's very big influence on slasher movies that come. So let's take a quick break. I'm going to watch the movie and get right back. And we're back. A few days later, as it turns out. I watched the movie tonight, so let's get right into it. So, Bay of Blood, the story is a wheelchair bound countess who is murdered by her husband in the opening of the movie, who stages it as a suicide. Not really spoiling much because this happens in the first 5 minutes of the movie. So, from there, a bunch of relatives and other interested parties converge on the area. all to take control of the grand house and the valuable Bayside property that she owned. So then there's jealousy, there's greed, there's revenge in mine, there's deception, there's betrayal. I can't ruin too much of this, but let's just say the murders start, and the murders are quite graphic. Um, I've read that Mario Bava upped the violence and gore in this movie, trying to compete with Dario Argento, who is emerging, and other current directors. But honestly, this movie is much more violent than what Argento was doing at the time. There are some graphic murders in this movie. Um, there's stabbings and beheadings and uh, hatchet attacks and everything in between. Um, Back to the plot, because there is actually a fair amount of plot until there is no plot. But I mean, there's backstory given to the characters. Some of the characters are pretty quirky and interesting. There is a lot of setup. It's just once everyone gets in this area of the bay, people just start getting killed left and right. They even add 4 characters that are just there to hang out and party and get naked and all the things like that. And no big surprise, they're all killed as well. So yeah, this movie was a lot of fun, very enjoyable. It is a proto slasher. That's how it's known because it has all of the characteristics of the slasher movies of the late 70s and the 80s. Um, I mean, if you took the same movie but made the characters younger, you could be watching an early 80s movie, which is impressive for 1971. So, anyway, in summary, movie's a lot of fun. Classic Italian horror movie. Giallo, well, not exactly. Giallo, but more of a slasher. All good fun. So let's talk about the release itself. This beautiful release from Severin Films. It's 5 discs, as a matter of fact. There's a bonus CD which has the soundtrack. So there are 2 Blu-ray discs, which include 2 cuts of the movie and all the extras. And then there's the 4K Italian disc and the 4K English cut disc. So, and this was a first time watch for me, believe it or not. And this was the perfect way to see it. I mean, this movie never looked this good. I'm sure it never looked this good back in the day in the theater. I'm so glad I never saw like a faded scratch print. My first experience was watching this beautiful 4K restoration. And yeah, I haven't seen it, which I don't know if you find that surprising. But the point of this vlog, or part of the point of it, is I'm trying to become an expert on Italian horror. I'm not there yet. There are a lot of Mario Bava movies I haven't seen, so I'm glad I got around to it. And by the way, I should talk a little bit more about his directing. There are just great shots in this movie. Interior shots are spooky, exterior shots look beautiful. The violence effects are great. I could go on and on, but yeah, I'm supposed to be talking about the release. I've only got around to watching some of the extras on this. I watched a couple of the trailers, a couple interviews with Lombardo Bava, Mario's son, who is assistant director on this movie. And I watched this featurette with Joe Dante as he talked about Mario Bava's movies and how they only got played in grindhouse theaters in the 70s in America. It was the only way to see them, really. So I'll get around to the rest of it, but this is highly recommended set. Run right out and get it. Italian horror classic.
During scenes of intense shock, do not attempt to leave your seat. If necessary, close your eyes, but remain seated until you have regained your composure. Warning.
Thanks for watching, everyone. I truly appreciate it. If you have any feedback or suggestions on things you'd like to see in this vlog, it's all welcome. I'd love to hear it. Feel free to comment below or find me on any of the social medias. And please subscribe to my channel, like the video, that helps out a lot. I'm not sure what's coming next week. leaning towards a couple different things. I do want to cover a Lucio Fulci movie from the 70s, one of his many Giallo movies. But I also want to get into some of the late 80s and early 90s Italian horror, stuff like The Church, Stage Fright. So, who knows? Surprises to come. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week, each and every Saturday. Mario Bava's horror classic, Bay of Blood, added to the decaffeinated horror shelf. See you next week.